Hi, my name is Tyvis Powell, former Ohio State Buckeye and national champion DB. Welcome to the Buckeye Cast. These guys was born and bred in the Buckeye State, and they like to talk Buckeye football and drink bourbon. Subscribe to the show. Now pour up a drink and pull up a stool. Here's your host, Joe Warwick. Get him, Joe.
All right, Tyvis, we appreciate you as always. We are back. Sorry for being a few minutes late. When your Canadian princess comes into town, you take her out to a fine dinner. Not a seafood dinner, but a fine dinner. And she says, your show starts in less than an hour. We got to get the food to go. And she made the executive decision. And she's a hell of an executive. And so we appreciate that. I have a big old basket of chicken sitting in the kitchen right now. I'm just licking my chops over. So anyway, we're going to talk about Saturday's game against the Hoosiers, and we'll talk a little bit about the CFP rankings and our possible opponents. We don't know 100% for sure. We know who, one of two of two, I don't know, we might play. But anyway, yeah, hit the BuckeyeCast.com. Everything is on sale still. I decided to extend that sale for those of you shopping for the holidays. And the Etsy store has been getting slammed lately. Appreciate that. That's awesome. I got to remind everybody that Peyton Pierce's mom bought like 10 of the Silver Bullets T-shirts from my store back when he committed to Ohio State.
That's awesome. I didn't remember that, Joe. That's awesome.
It's a monster order. I was like,
hell yeah.
Thank you. Anyway, I don't think she knew where she was getting them from. She only knew she couldn't get them from Ohio State free. So anyway, what are we doing here? Oh, we are live on YouTube and Twitter. Now we are also live on Rumble. Have you heard of this, Jeff?
Let's get ready to rumble. No, yes, I've heard of Rumble. I did not know exactly what kind of platform it was, but I have heard of.
Not to be confused with a dating app, I think.
That is Bumble, I think.
You think, or do you know?
I never used a dating app in my life, so I'm pretty sure.
What's the Grindr one? Is that for dudes?
Like I said, I will go back to my previous statement.
Yeah, plead the fifth. That's what I always do.
I plead the fifth.
Right. So anyway, please drop your comments and questions into the chat. We will read them all. If you have thoughts on Saturday's game, please drop them in there. I really don't have a question tonight. Just, get freaky in there. I don't care. What else is going on? We have the CFP rankings we'll talk about. We can quickly talk about the other games from Saturday. Not that there was much we're talking about. I mean, Georgia, Bama, that kind of went the way I expected. I didn't think Bama would get over on them again.
Same.
That would have been weird. And there was some hitting going on. I'll give you that. Right? I mean,
yes, it's always a great game to watch just because you know that it's Bama and Georgia for the last 10 years have had, along with us, the most talented rosters in the game, and it's all it's all a bunch of guys that all recruit the same areas. They're right next to each other, so it's a lot of athleticism, and it's always a good game because there's always a lot of NFL players, high level football, and they're physical down there for sure.
Yeah, I was impressed just with the defenses.
Yeah, Bama can't run it or throw it now.
Apparently, yeah. People were talking about Ty Simpson as a Heisman candidate like mid-season.
Well, he had a great game against Georgia the first time.
Right, that's probably
that was kind of like that was his kind of coming out party there. But that quickly faded, especially after the Oklahoma game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Stockton doesn't do much for me for Georgia. Maybe he's too much like Jake from State Farm. Something, I don't know. He doesn't do anything to wow you. He doesn't make big throws, in my opinion. They don't have, crazy good receivers.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
yeah, he's not even Stetson Bennett that just makes can. Stetson Bennett was not a great quarterback by any means, but he could just make plays. He could, when you
with
needed
his legs, he could,
Yes.
yeah.
And he also had a couple NFL receivers. He was
Yes,
throwing to.
exactly. Tight end.
Yeah, Georgia's going to lean on try to keep you around 20, somehow get 23.
Yeah. Yeah, that game was pretty lame, honestly. I had a tough time watching that shit.
Yeah, but I'm sure anybody that's not a non-Indiana Buckeye fan, they're going to say, the Big Ten game was a snooze fest.
I guess you could say that, but
it's defenses. I mean, all four of those teams I'm referring to, solid defenses.
Right. Yeah. Who else played Saturday? I know
Texas Tech, BYU in the Big 12.
Right. I really did not enjoy that game. That was rough. I mean,
I can't. Yeah, BYU's quarterback, the Bear,
right.
Bear Bachmeier. Man, quit throwing it to 13. Quit throwing it to. That dude was all over the place. Texas Tech wasn't. I always thought BYU was flawed, so I'm not super impressed by Texas Tech. They look at a good team. Their defense, they make plays, turnovers and that kind of stuff. But I never thought BYU was much offensively. So yeah, they did what everybody, what they did with the BYU, what they did to them the first time. Really, they kind of manhandled them. The ACC game, I did not watch one. The last 2 minutes I watched. I watched Duke's quarterback run around on a random scramble for like 10 seconds and then hit a 3rd and 20 pass to seal it kind of. And I was like, okay. That was the only play I watched of that game. Trash. Jesus Christ, Virginia.
Yeah.
7-5. 7-5 wins that conference. We got to figure out the tiebreakers in these conferences, man.
Well, Miami still got in the playoff. So does the conference championship even matter anymore? Another reason to get rid of them.
That was the point. I don't know if you want to bring it up now or later, but Miami, if they kind of tighten up the parameters of what the tiebreakers are, Miami was in a 5-way tie.
They had the worst tiebreakers of any conference in the ACC.
Dumber than hell.
What the fuck are we doing?
And you know what? And so Notre Dame can look at the ACC and tell them that's what fucked Notre Dame. Because if Miami played for that conference championship, they would have won it. There's your ACC champion. Opens up another spot.
Right. What about this Notre Dame AD coming out and saying that they might end their ACC scheduling contract? You think there's something to that? Bevilacqua?
Yeah, I
sounds like a character from Seinfeld.
There was a Bevilacqua in the Sopranos too.
Yeah, of course there was.
I think there is, because Notre Dame, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're leaning towards, but it's probably one more thing them leaning towards, or seeing the writing on the wall of maybe we do need a conference, because if Notre Dame was playing for a conference championship, they would have gotten in the playoffs.
Right. Yep. Instead, they were idle. The last 2 weeks?
Yeah, they played Stanford.
2 weeks ago?
Stanford, yeah.
Over 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, you're out of the public eye, and that's why you got jumped, probably. Plus, you got beat by Miami on the field, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, head-to-head still should matter. Yeah, head-to-head should still matter. So if it's Miami and Notre Dame, who's we're picking between those two, if they would have taken Notre Dame, I would have called bullshit on that. Yeah. Because playing the game should matter.
Yeah. What's up, Stephen Cherry? I see you in the chat. Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Steven.
Yeah, that was a tough watch on Saturday, really fighting through the first two games. Bama Georgia is always good because it's going to be a slobber knocker. It's not going to be a score fest usually. Anyways,
Yeah.
it seems like how everything is cyclical, especially in college football. You remember like a few years ago, people were going up and down the field, launching the ball, throwing to Devontae Smith and guys like that, and just Bama was putting up 50 plus every game. Now see how it's reverted, and Ohio State's part of this too. Ryan Day's no longer trying to put up 40, 50 points. He's slowing the game down. We'll score 30 and win. We don't need to get to 50, and we're going to play with great defense, and same with Bama, Georgia. They're doing the same thing. See how quickly things have kind of reverted, or just continuing to evolve maybe is better.
Yeah. It's look at the Heisman finalists and their stat lines. I mean, look at the leading touchdown pass thrower in NCAA this year.
Yeah.
They're not. We're not. You're not getting Joe Burrow 50s.
Joe Burrow 60s.
Yeah, you're not throwing 50s. Remember those old Texas Tech or Houston quarterbacks?
Yeah.
5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns.
Klingler.
Yeah. Andre Ware. Yeah, like
Ware. Yeah.
Sonny Cumbie. Graham Harrell.
Graham Harrell.
Yeah. So
those guys.
You're right. So, shout to Julian Sayin, Heisman finalist.
Yep.
We'll see him in New York.
Yes, sir. Representing. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No.
Playing her tonight, Joe. Battling a chest cold here. So.
Yep. I haven't eaten yet. So. Who's worse off? Who's to say? We are on Rumble, folks. So check us out on Rumble if you're on there. We're trying to expand our audience a little bit. YouTube also loves to cock block us when we say words like the R word or any reference to drugs and other stuff that they don't deem funny. They don't really identify with our brand of humor. So we're just trying to move to different platforms, not necessarily go away from YouTube, but expand. Because why should they? And they don't pay us anything. YouTube pays us $0. So, and
there's it's Google and so they're mammoth, but yeah, I don't give a shit.
So, all right, let's get into the Buckeye game, and we'll quickly at the end talk about how the rankings came out. We're not going to dive into who is better than who or who deserves, because who deserves is a very subjective question. The Buckeyes lost. First time in 12 weeks.
And looked bad doing it.
Yeah. For, I guess, it probably really stokes the fires of those talking heads nationally that were saying Ohio State hasn't been tested yet, so I don't know what to think of them. So not exactly like we didn't respond well, but things seemed to go Indiana's way the entire night, right? I mean, when you go drive by drive, the lack of holding calls by the refs.
I'll tell you that. Let's go ahead and tackle that elephant in the room.
Okay, go ahead.
Jesus Christ, Big Ten. You cannot. Nobody. Not without scarlet and gray colored glasses, you can't watch that film and tell me that there's not blatant holds with our guy in the backfield, fucking getting tackled almost in some cases
by two guys.
It's like the refs came to and told, like, the refs sent out a memo to the coaches, said, hey, we're not going to call holding tonight, and Ohio State's comms got deleted out, and that we didn't get the message, but Indiana did. I mean, at Indiana, it looked like they said, we're just going to hold every play and make the refs call it.
Yeah.
And the refs said, we're not going to call it on you guys every play. So I guess good on you.
But though we should.
Fuck, that was ugly. That was the ugly. That was the bad. That was.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
And that's huge. That's pressure. That's Kenyatta Jackson, 2 yards away from the quarterback, running full speed, getting tackled.
Right.
But he's not completing passes when we're sacking him. You know what I mean? That we could have had, I'm guessing 8, 9 sacks.
We just had 3, but we had 15 pressures. That's while being held.
Yeah, right. I guess, do we count the pressure as we're getting tackled at his feet by their
pretty much.
Yeah. Zen Mikowski, turnstile. Yeah. Wonder why he didn't make it here.
Right. They abused the shit out of him, and Kenyatta was the most assaulted person I've seen in years, even in public. Seems like he could have a case there against the Hoosiers and that offensive line. It was disgusting to watch. My eyes were offended. It was bad. Caden Curry, though, all-star, still had 6 pressures, 2 sacks. He was being held as well.
Yeah.
But Kenyatta, 5 pressures, a sack. Arvell with a couple. Sonny, Taiwan Malone even chipping in some pressures. I mean, the DNs, Curry and Kenyatta, really brought the heat. And I don't know.
Yeah, they played great. The defense played great. I can't. The balls, the 50-50 balls that were thrown, we were in pretty good position on everything. They made plays.
Jermaine had a bad day.
Jermaine got some plays made on him, but he was in position though. You know what I mean? Their guy was better than our guy in those matchups.
Lorenzo.
I can't fault the defense at all, one bit, for a team that's averaging probably around 40 a game.
Yeah.
Sonny Styles he was making every goddamn tackle. I saw standing guys up, not giving up. Running backs were not falling forward for another yard or two when Sonny got a hold of them.
Right.
You give up 13 to the number 2 team in the country with probably the Heisman Trophy winner.
Right.
The offense that they have shown. You give up 13. That's good on you. You know what I mean? And some of that was our offense, the ineptness of our offense, putting our defense in bad spots. So I thought defense, there's play here, play there, but I thought defense played great.
Yeah, 13 should get it done. I think we said this before.
Yeah, but our offense should have only been 7.
Yeah.
If our offensive problems are.
Yep.
Problems.
Definite problems. So let's run through the position groups here. Saying, what do you have here? 258, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Again, throwing a pick early in the game. I don't have a problem with a pick early in the game. It's much better than a pick late in the game because late in the game means you're chasing. And that's the worst time to throw a pick when you need the points. Early in the game, you can overcome that on defense, with some good play. But sacked 5 times. He had 6 sacks total before the game, going in all season long in 12 games.
And it affected him. It did affect him.
His clock was sped up. That was clear. I mean,
wasn't seeing some plays. Wasn't seeing Ennis a couple times. That got free down the middle.
He just couldn't get it there because he was sped up. Yeah. Bo Jackson, probably the highlight on offense. Him and Jeremiah. Jeremiah had 144 on 8 catches, but Bo Jackson 83 on 17 carries, just under 5 yards a carry. Almost broke multiple runs. I don't know how that dude tackled him by the thigh.
Jesus.
That was a breakaway. But
that happens 1 out of 5 probably. You know what I mean? Those other 4 times that he's off.
And really, Bo Jackson had no help. Behind him, Isaiah West, 3 carries. That's it. Peoples, no carries.
Yeah.
Donaldson, no carries. What's going on there? We only had 26. Well, take away the sacks.
Yeah.
Six rushes by Julian Saying are not valid here.
No.
So you had 20 carries by running backs. And we had 30 pass attempts.
Okay.
That's imbalanced.
20 carries, 30 pass. Well, if we're executing properly and we're doing what we want to do, I'm not bothered by that number, because we do have a gold star fucking pass attack with 2 NFL receivers and a Heisman Trophy finalist quarterback. So if we're throwing the ball 30 times and we're running 20, a lot of games that could mean we're winning by 40 points, So I'm not, it is leaning, it's a little off, you like to be 25-25, but, I don't know. We had to throw late because we were down, and the O-line kind of dictates, our O-line in this game dictated what we could do on offense, or what we could try on offense,
or not do.
The offensive line limited us in our options, but I don't think it was a good play. I don't think it was a good play calling game.
No,
whoever was calling the plays on offense, who
knows who that is anymore. I don't know. I throw my hands up. I have no idea if it's Day, Hardline, a combination of the two. If it's an easy game, maybe it's Hardline. If it's a big game,
I think the blame goes to the staff. The quarterback's coach, offensive coordinator, wide receivers coach, running backs coach, offensive line coach, who's the run game coordinator, and head coach. They're all taking the blame. They all need to own that equally. Since we don't know exactly, but what the fuck are we doing? I mean, red zone alone.
Yeah.
But Shabola, what are we doing? Padilla's injury must be serious, because we saw
Van Sickle went in there.
Yeah, Van Sickle, yeah.
In the second half. So basically they played almost half the snaps. Van Sickle finished, he basically played the entire second half. But yeah, in the red zone, Buckeyes 2 of 4. We had 2 long drives in that second half. 70 yards, turn it over on downs at the Indiana 5. Next drive, 15 plays when you need it. They try and milk it down. An 8-play drive? Yeah. Or 8-minute drive, 81 yards, field goal attempt missed. So you walk away with 2 long drives that were super time consuming. One was 7 minutes, one was 8 minutes, sucking up the clock, and come away with 0 points. That's going to cost you every day, especially in a tight game.
To a good team, that's what we do to teams. That's what we did to Texas last year. That's what we did. Oregon in the first matchup held them at the goal line. If we give up a long drive, but we batten down, tighten up, and lock people down in the red zone. Yeah. We can't. But that's been the one thing that we're kind of looking to pick at with this team all year, right? Like we're just cruising along. We get up 4 touchdowns. We play it cool. Play a bunch, play the backups and kind of coast. But those red zone inefficiencies have been there since the start of the season, and has not improved. Whether it was C.J. Downson being a power run game, or if it's just, I don't know, it's play calling and it's lack of, I don't know. I'm not just going to blame our right guard, but he's no fucking help. He's definitely not the problem. But why do we have 4 tight ends in the game all the time?
Oh, geez, don't get me started on the tight ends again.
I mean, there was we were in the red zone a lot of plays where there was Jeremiah's out and it's man to man. There's no, where they're at the 4 or 5.
Yeah,
and it's Jeremiah. I like our chances, a healthy Jeremiah against anybody in the country, let alone a guy that's 5'9", 175.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Why, we can try. We don't need to just back shoulder, slant, anything. It's man to man out there. It's just him. It's just the quarterback. Put him in shotgun. 1 receiver, 1 DB. You do that. They do that in camp. I mean, hundreds of times. Julian's thrown to him
Right.
one-on-one. It works. It works more times than not. I'm sure it does.
Right.
And then try it with Tate. But like we don't necessarily if we can't power run the ball from the 5 in, fucking isolate one of our stud receivers on a guy that we have the matchup. We have the upper hand on damn near anybody in the country with either one of our guys. Figure out a way to do that, Coach. I don't try it. I think it'll work. I have what do I know, but fuck.
Yeah.
It works when you're out. It works when you're outside the red zone.
Yeah, exactly. Use the running backs. If you're trying to get a 3rd and 1, trying to convert that, why is the call a play action on 3rd and 1 rollout where the running back is the target, but he's covered? So you throw it to Bennett Christian. Why is Bennett Christian the second option? Why is our running back your first option and Bennett Christian is your second option?
And there's no third.
No, because you took Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith off the field.
Yes. Yes.
What do you do?
Yeah. Note to Coach. Leave 17-4 on the field when it's a big 3rd down.
Yep. I went off today on the Daily Blitz about. I've talked about this all season long. The use of 13 and 14 personnel, 3 and 4 tight ends, is just out of control. I get it. If you want to prove a point and it's like you need 1 yard, but at times you can be successful running the ball for 1 yard when you spread teams out. Get those receivers out there, make them defend the entire field, then run it. I don't get this mindset of compressing everybody towards the ball, in the middle of the field where they know what's going to happen. And again, I don't know if it's this old school Ryan Day mindset that shows up like Michigan last year. That looked like the same game plan this Indiana game. Right.
And the Michigan game this year, we were able to run the ball on them. Run
because they're not nearly as good as Indiana. The Michigan defense and D-line is nowhere near as good as Indiana's.
Right. Indiana's D-line is better. They played better than our offensive line. We don't have the offensive line to line up and say, all right, we're fucking slamming everybody in here. We're 4 tight ends or 6 offensive linemen, and we're going bully ball. We don't have the offensive line to be able to do that. I don't give a fuck if you have 8 tight ends in the game. That doesn't. If your 5 up front can't do what they need to do, it ain't gonna work. The way what we're running, straight off. There was no counters. There was no trap. No off. We weren't no misdirection in the backfield. It was all just like, okay, we're in the pistol. We're gonna, snap, completely show run, not give any type of RPO or nothing. Yeah. Just, Shane just sits there and holds the ball and waits for the running back to come get it. Like it's antiquated fucking offense, man. Like what? We don't have the guys to do that offense. It doesn't work. We average 2 yards a carry doing that.
The total meltdown by the O-line is part of the problem too, at least from Saturday. 5 sacks allowed, 9 TFLs. This is their obviously worst game of the year. Van Sickle actually graded out well. I would say well is relative, 62. But Tegra in pass blocking graded out a 17. 17. That's out of 100.
That tracks from what I saw. That seems about right.
3 pressures, allowed a sack, and he got yanked. But at what point do you say, sorry, Tegra, you don't get to start the fucking game? How many mistakes so what I'm trying to picture in my head, why he keeps getting the start. Why is Tegra started last year and this year every game, right? And I'm like, there must be a disconnect between what the coaches see in practice and what we see in the games on Saturdays. There has to be a big difference. Like something major is happening that they see and they're like, yeah, Tegra's the guy. Or they're like, sorry, whoever's behind him, not good enough. Tegra is our best option, and you just throw your hands up. He's not a great option, but he's the only option. I don't know.
And if there's nobody better to take to behind him, that's on the coaching staff too. Because if we haven't developed guard depth, we don't. I mean, Van Sickle came in and played better than he did.
Oh,
Padilla has always every time he has come in for Cibola, I have thought, just without looking at numbers, I test. I thought Padilla has always looked better in general.
Right.
But we still go back to Cibola. I don't understand why. I mean, I got nothing personal against the kid, obviously. It's not because I'm not going to sit there and fucking heckle him if I saw him in person. But bro, you're playing for Ohio State University, man. You're playing like shit. Like it's embarrassing. But I don't understand why we don't have someone. Why the coaches don't feel that someone's better. Because I think the two guys I mentioned play better than him.
Yeah, I think
we got 3 weeks though. We got 3 weeks. But we'll see. We'll see if Padilla's injury. See what that is. I think if he comes back, if we get him healthy, I think he starts.
Well, Van Sickle graded out higher in run and pass blocking than Tegra this week. He graded out an 86 in pass blocking. That's over 17 snaps. Tegra had 18 snaps and graded out a 17. Allowed 3 pressures. So show me where the downside is to starting Van Sickle.
Right.
He even graded higher in run blocking.
I would be happy with him or Padilla. I just thought that Padilla had positioned himself as number 2 on that depth. So, yeah. But if he's injured, that's why they were going with Van Sickle. I'm good with either one of them, just not 77. Yeah. Give me a different number out there.
I think I don't know why this is so hard for the coaches, but they're going to have to take a hard line and say, sorry, Tegra, we're trying to win fucking trophies here. You're costing us games. That's not a stretch.
Yeah, I don't know what we're not in depth inside the program, so we don't know what Tegra really, what the benefits. We're not seeing any what he's bringing to the offense. All we see is his performance on Saturdays, and it's not good.
I'll tell you, Phillip Daniels is not impressing me either. He's kind of a head case at times, back and forth. Allowed 2 pressures and a sack.
Yeah, and the sack
his run blocking is terrible too.
Yeah, he's like a high motor.
He's emotional. Plays to the echo or maybe past the echo of the whistle, which is great and all as long as you don't get flagged for it. But
he needs to do that to make up for the lack of skill. But I mean, but that goes back to the coaching staff as well. I mean, we did have to make a change, with the O-line coach. Ours moved on to the NFL and bringing in new guys. So, but we got to develop depth. There's got to be guys behind them that are coming along at this time of the year. Even the freshmen and sophomores at this time of the year, they should be ready. I mean, if these guys are 4 or 5-star guys, 4-star linemen.
Well, I think Van Sickle is the man to go in. If anybody is going to get benched, it's Tegra, and Van Sickle is the man. So let's see. We talked about the lack of explosiveness with the 13 and 14 personnel. This is not a news flash to anybody. The third and short play calling in the red zone were questionable. Personnel choices again. It's great we had those drives that chewed up clock, which is what we've done all season. But if you're not going to get it in the end zone, what good is it? Just waste time,
Right. It should have never came down to us needing a field goal to tie it. But as shitty as we played and as bad as the refs were with holding on our defense, we still had a chance to tie it with a couple minutes left in the game.
Yep.
and we missed a goddamn extra point.
I'll go back to that third down call that we talked about earlier, but before that, the drive previous, where we are going. What are we doing here? Let's see. That was third quarter, last drive. Yeah, we go to finish the drive. We're at the Indiana 7, 2nd and 3. Bo Jackson up the middle for 2. Julian saying pass to the left, incomplete over Jeremiah's head. That's when he threw it away. Fourth,
Because of pressure.
That was the 3rd and 1 play, but that was a one-man route.
Yeah.
Remember? There was no other options. What are we doing? I understand you're at the 5 of Indiana, but you're running a one-man route.
And if he's the only option, then you throw it to him or throw it up for fifth, throw a jump ball. You know what I mean? You can't.
Where it's catchable, not in the stands.
Right. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
then 4th and 1 is the quarterback sneak, and of course he doesn't get it.
He doesn't know how to do that. He doesn't.
He can't stay on his feet because he's small.
Yes,
that's when you bring in. If you're going to run that, bring in keyholes. Everybody already knows it's coming anyways because you're lined up under center. You know, there's not many options to go with the ball for 1 yard. So I bring in keyholes. He can fall down for 2.
And put fucking Bennett Christian in motion, or an offensive lineman, just off the field. Who did this? Oh, it was in the Tulane North Texas game on Friday night. They bring an extra offensive lineman in, kind of like an offset tight end on the left, comes in motion, and then right when he gets towards the quarterback, right almost to the quarterback, starts changes his shuffling, so he's shuffling going facing the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And as soon as the quarterback snaps it, he's right there behind the quarterback and just grabs the quarterback and launches him forward.
Yeah.
It works. It works.
We've seen that with Nate Roberts at fullback, and I don't know if Donaldson's done it from the running back position, but we have seen the tush push kind of play out of the Buckeyes recently. But on saying sneak too, on saying sneak, our tailback, it was 5 yards fucking deep. He just stood there, right?
Not involved in the play at all.
No, he's
what
not
are we
helping.
doing? We're not,
right.
It's design something for at least maybe have him doing something that maybe catches somebody's eye for a split second, or have him actually pushing, have him up close to the line of scrimmage, almost like victory formation. Fucking line up like that. Watch the Philadelphia Eagles are on tonight. When everybody knows it's coming with them. They start every fucking play or first every drive, first 9. Because they can line up and execute that. You know it's coming, but they can execute it. Learn to execute it. If you're going to fucking do it, learn to execute it right. Every time we've tried it, we look ridiculous trying to quarterback sneak. Like, why can't we figure this out?
Yep. Defense, you can't complain. Caden McDonald had the best game of anybody. He had the best grade from PFF point of view. Sonny Styles, 12 tackles. He was up there. The front 7 held Indiana to 94 yards rushing outside of the one 37-yard play. And they dominated in the trenches, most of the game. The pass plays allowed the big plays for the most part. 5 explosive pass plays. Matthews and Styles got exposed deep, So I don't know. You should be allowed to give up 13 points.
Yes. I cannot bang on the defense or anything. Caden McDonald has made himself some money next year. These last couple of games, he is really like a Tyleek Williams impact. He is the dude. He is a problem for any center in the country.
Yep.
Now he's gonna face potentially. Miami's got a great one. Probably an All-American. So potential matchup there. But Cade McDonald is we big concern we had.
Did we get an official announcement on the Outland yet? He's up for the Outland.
I have not seen it. I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, I'll look up. I haven't seen anything yet. I've only seen that Sayin is a Heisman finalist, but those will be trickling out over this week, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then special teams, a complete disaster. Fielding misses a 27-yarder. He does make a 30-yarder earlier in the game, but
it's mental. You can't. He's not. We cannot rely on him. Unreliable.
I saw a video of him chirping with Indiana fans on the sideline before the game. So there's that.
Exactly.
Yeah. 4 of 11 on thirds. What I mentioned earlier. Yeah. Let's see. Going back to game stats here. Third downs, 4 of 11 for the Buckeyes, 6 of 13 for Indiana.
We started 0 for 6 though. I think we were 0 for 6 at one point.
Oh yeah.
Third down.
Yeah. First half we were.
Third down efficiency in red zone, everything about red zone offense.
Yeah.
Problem and third down efficiency. Credit to Indiana though. Indiana is for real. They're not, they're legit. Indiana is legit. For anybody that wasn't sure, I saw that Oregon game and I thought they were the biggest threat to us. They proved that to be right. I would love a match. I would love a rematch because I don't think they can hold us like they did. I don't think that goes again.
No, so, I don't think Mendoza can be that precise and accurate again against us. And I think Matt Patricia's going to dial up some different pressures, which we did not see a lot of.
Very rarely did we bring more than 4.
And Arvell still kind of on a milk carton, in my opinion.
I'm glad you brought that up, Joe. Same thing, same thoughts. I mean, when he makes the plays when he's there, when he's near the ball, he makes the play, but he's not near the ball.
Well, they haven't been coverage a lot. That's the thing. So he's getting schemed out of the box, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So the opposing offense is scheming him to travel with a running back, tight end, or a slot guy at times. But like this Indiana game, what do you have here? He was lined up at the D line for 36 snaps, 18 in the box, 5 in the slot. So even when he's in the box, a lot of times he's covering somebody, like a tight end or somebody. So, he did have 2 pressures though, but he just was not involved in the game.
No.
I don't get that.
I don't want him in coverage. I want him, spying a running quarterback, or just near just ball hawking. You know what I mean? Right. But Sonny too. I mean, we don't want Sonny out in pass coverage. So, but that's something we definitely have to work on. Looking at the 2 teams, we potentially could be playing. Marcel Reed would be a definite threat to run if A&M were to get past Miami. So that would be more of the Washington type game plan, I think. Yeah. I would think. They got good talent on the outside. Quarterback is real shifty. Can't give him open lanes. So we would probably resort back to some kind of game plan like that. Miami, I mean, that's dickhead. From Georgia, I think we just bum rush him. Let's send more blitz. Let's dial some blitzes, some creative blitzes, more than 4.
Right. Yeah. So to finish up this game, I got nothing else. Let's hit some chats here from Stephen Cherry quickly.
Yeah.
He says for his grades on the Indiana game, he gives the defense an A, offense a C-, special teams an F, coaching a D. That seems fair. I got no problem with those.
Yeah.
I wouldn't deviate far from those at all.
Our coaches have failed our players.
Yeah. Steven says, hats off to Signetti, taking a dead and buried program, turning them into a national championship contender. Respect.
Money talks, man. Money talks.
Yeah. And he's done it 2 years in a row. It's not just a one-off, like we've seen at Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Steven says, hate singling players out, but Fielding and Tegra go sit on the bench. Unacceptable. Yeah. Do we have options behind Fielding is my question. I know we got a kicker from Ball State, but he's from Ball State.
I don't know if we want to go with a guy that hasn't kicked the ball for us all year and bring him into the playoffs. But Jesus Christ, we can't. We're late in the game. We can't rely on him on Fielding. So changes play calling.
Yeah.
Not, knowing we're not getting inside the 20 is the only time I'd feel comfortable.
Yeah, I don't know what this guy's deal is. I really don't. But I'm not in tune with kickers. Steven says, question, who would you guys bring in as offensive coordinator? I say Joe Brady. Don't want Chip back. He was too quick to leave. Well, I don't think you're going to get Joe Brady. He's looking for a head coaching job. Right, Jeff?
He's also coaching Josh Allen right now. So,
looks good on him.
Yeah.
The resume builder.
Yeah. The quarterback he has is the MVP. So, I don't think he's looking to come back to college.
I would agree. You get time off in the NFL as a coach. You don't in college.
I've heard the names. Chip, because
Brian Daboll has been mentioned. But again, why do you come back from the NFL to college? I don't know.
Daboll was with Saban in Alabama. I don't know. I don't know what relationship he has with, what he has with Ryan Day, but Chip, because of the relationship and how we looked in that playoff run, especially that Oregon game, the difference in play calling and freshness, I would say I would lean towards Chip. Because
was that him or was that Ryan Day's influence of post Michigan game? Everything's out the window. We're starting fresh. We're attacking. Balls to the wall.
Yeah. So if we
order Chip.
You're right. Okay. So if it was all Ryan Day, then shit. Then we have nobody has any information really.
But you got to find somebody to come in and be the OC. I don't care about the wide receivers coaching. We can find a good high level recruiter at wide receiver that's going to still bring in 5-star talent. But the OC part of it is something you're not going to find, somebody that does both. So you're basically adding one to the staff, which is not a problem. There's unlimited, positions. So adding somebody, we can afford that clearly. But I don't know from the college ranks who that is.
Yeah. What were some of the other names? Some of the names they were mentioned. Daboll, but he was just an NFL coach. The head coach, get fired this year. OC in college. Would he? But I mean, hell, for $3 million, he probably, he's probably making 5 to 8 as a head coach for the Giants. He'd probably come back for 3. But he would. A guy like him, he's going to be like a coming back to look for the next job. Like you don't know how long.
No,
if he's going to stay through a contract for 2.
Right.
It's got to be a 2-year contracts.
Right.
These are not any bigger than that.
Penn State was calling Matt Patricia this past week, offering him the head coaching job.
The DC job.
The head coaching job.
Patricia, really?
Yep. I think Jim Knowles is looking for new property.
That's fun. That's funnier than fuck. I love that. I love that.
Why?
They couldn't wait to get rid of that $3.1 million.
So anyway, I wanted to mention that while we're talking about coordinators for the Buckeyes, and here we go again. Another great question by Stephen Cherry. Can we question Tyler Bowen? Yes. I would not just question Tyler Bowen though. He has they have a staff of 3 former full-time offensive line coach at Power 5 schools on their staff. They had Dickey, I believe he's from Oklahoma State, and shit, I can't remember the other guy. Huge dude. Anyway, they have 3 former full-time offensive line coaches at the Power 5 level at different schools. So those are all the offensive line coaches. So, yes, I think it's fair to question Tyler Bowen because he's like the manager of the regional manager.
Run game coordinator, and he's the head guy, the head department guy.
So, yeah, I think it's fair. I'm not overly impressed because they keep trotting Tegra out there.
And it is 1 year. And remember what we said about the previous incarnation. I was quick to get on his ass too. I took a lot. But I said, well, first year though, let's give him, this Chip and Ryan's guy. Yeah. Let's give him and he proved to be well worth what he did. The turnaround we had last year with the O-line. Yeah. But so the part of the depth issue that we're dealing with Tyler Bowen, it's not all on him. That some of that is on Justin Fry. Why is Tegra the best option we have left? Yeah. And no 5-star guard or anybody. There's not another Donovan Jackson coming up that we can elevate. So we'll see next year though, Tyler Bowen. If we have struggles like this next year, I mean, Chabot is gone, right? Is this last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but if we have a considerable weak spot in that front 5 next year without that depth piece, then it's a big indictment on Tyler Bowen.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to talk quickly about the CFP before we get out of here. We got a few minutes left. But Brian Hartline in his press conference today, or maybe this was an interview after the press conference with somebody directly. Oh, this is Matt Baker, CFB. I don't know who the fuck that is. National College Sports Writer at the Athletic. Okay, so anyway, thought he was not important. Clearly, he's still not important. So he had some comments about last week specifically. Brian Hartline did. He said, "We've done a really good job to this point. A lot of it's not public, but we're in a really good spot there. And back at Ohio State, the staff there was exceptional. To have both of those is really good. Frankly, I would say last week was the hardest week, just with the amount of things that were moving and being pulled away and all these things. Once we kind of get through, I think this week, we have a little bit of time to get back, to take a breath, get organized, and then be able to operate a little bit from afar and also be cleaner there. I'm going to feel a lot better moving forward than it was last week. Last week was a tough week."
Right. And Hartline's never been
on the field. If I could read into something.
Yeah. It definitely shows. And so that means he's gone. So he's not staying. He's not going to be through the playoffs with us.
No, he is. But he was commenting on how, I don't know if it was from his personal point of view or the entire staff's point of view, but because, think about it. They had signing day, the Chris Henry thing, took 2 days to get buttoned up. The other receiver, Guilford from Indiana, took an extra day to get, solidified.
NIL shit, last minute stuff.
Of course. Yeah. Dealing with agents. But besides that, you had game prep, just coming off the emotional win over Michigan in their house, then getting ready for another, number 2 team in the country, for fuck's sake, legit number 2, not just on paper.
So lane delayed, leaving Ann Arbor. Adds
true.
To it.
And him, Hartline, taking the job on late Tuesday night. It was not announced, but he told Ryan Day, and then the next day, signing day, of course, coincidentally, is that weird?
Yeah,
Is that weird? That was
I think the
announced on
calendar
signing day.
needs adjusted a little bit. I mean,
No,
what are
no,
we
no.
doing?
The coincidental is. You think that's a coincidence?
Uh, it's yeah.
Seems like Oregon, maybe another team might have gotten wind of that.
Maybe. Yeah. It seemed to have played out that way. Yes. Wink, wink. Kind of like our comms going down at the shithole.
Yeah, just coincidence.
Yeah. Funny how that happens.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's talk CFP quickly, just in a few minutes. We're not going to dig into the who's and the what's, but what do you think about this top four? Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas Tech. Does it bother you that a Big 12 team is getting a bye?
No, because it's that Big 12 team. Texas Tech they've done exactly what they should have. They've beat everybody up that they played.
Right.
Everybody by double digits. You know what I mean? So like there's no low games, no our game with Nebraska last year where we fucking barely held on, and got by. They don't have none of those.
But their schedule's much easier.
Oh sure. But they're legit. I mean they had a huge portal they had a huge
They paid it.
Very very well well thought of portal class. Everybody wanted that Bailey kid, right? I think his name was Bailey, the edge rusher from Stanford. David Bailey, maybe. I'm not sure. I made his name might be
That's
wrong,
fine.
but I mean, so they
nice.
and they got that Rodriguez kid he's legit, and they got playmakers. So they've looked the part all year long. So no, I have no problem with them being the 4 seed with one loss. So I think know. I think I would have liked to have been 3 actually, but I'm surprised we only dropped to 2. Honestly, I thought Georgia would get a bigger bump for beating Alabama because they hold Bama in such high regard.
Yeah. I don't know how you would knock us down past Georgia, honestly.
No,
they're not a complete team.
No, everybody's got flaws, and we're a flawed team as well with our red zone inefficiency, which is
right.
huge.
But I mean, position group wise, like
Oh yes, I got you.
So, yeah, I don't get having a Big 12 team in the Final Four. That's not going to go well.
Well, I mean, who would you have thought? Do you think Oregon would have deserved it? I mean, who's your fourth team then, Joe?
That's the hard part. Is like looking at the brackets here.
Who's more deserving, or who do you think is better?
That's the thing is I don't go with that more deserving bullshit because that's subjective. That's like people's opinion.
Because Texas Tech is deserving.
Yeah, I really just on record I understand why Texas Tech is there at 12-1, but I think I want to say Oregon and maybe Oklahoma beat them. I think they're better. Like depth-wise?
Put on neutral field, Texas Tech versus Oregon, Texas Tech versus Oklahoma.
Yeah, and maybe even Bama. I can't rule Bama out. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, and how mediocre they look at times, and Ryan Williams just seems to disappear. And they have no running game whatsoever, but they have a solid defense that keeps them in games. So,
and the running game is due to injury. I mean, they had running backs,
right, but still they don't have them.
Right? They don't have them now, right?
So, but that top half of the bracket, I mean, looks very difficult. I would rather have Tulane, Ole Miss, Miami, and Texas A&M to take on versus Oregon, Bama, and Oklahoma. Yeah,
because Oklahoma's defense is legit, and with their quarterbacks healthy, he's a problem.
Yeah, And even Oregon with the injuries to the receivers, they got a great running game and a great defense. So
They got an NFL quarterback, which is you need that.
yeah, they're probably going to beat Texas Tech. I can see them beating Texas Tech.
And that's going to be in the Rose Bowl, right? Correct?
No, Indiana plays in the Rose Bowl. No, yeah, Indiana's Rose Bowl. I don't know where Texas Tech is.
Well, Indiana's got the bye.
But I'm saying.
First game. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. New Year's Day. It's Rose Bowl for Indiana.
Because I do like our draw of having we go Cotton Bowl, Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
Dallas. We have we played in Dallas a lot, and fucking Arizona is like a home game for us. Man, I'd love to get back out there for that.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Relive, and that trip is going to be like that trip's going to be a lot shorter, a lot less people than the last time, Joe, in 06. But
yeah,
just me, you, and Sean. that might be a good. That might be a good trip. I promise no fights. I promise.
I can't promise that.
You were the one running your mouth. That's the reason I fought. But
that was that one time.
It happens.
Yeah.
But I do
one last comment before we get out the door here. Stephen Cherry says, "Thanks for your contributions, Heartline. Stay down there with the Bulls." That's fair. Ryan Day is probably going to call the plays anyway. So, do we need you, Heartline? I mean,
yeah. This might be too much for him to be able to juggle both.
Yeah.
Tom Herman was able to do it. I mean, but that's Urban. That was also Urban. How Urban ran his shit, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And it was a whole different type of college football then.
Oh, Noah Potter, former Buckeye, had a good tweet about the same thing. He said, Coach Hafley did the same thing with us in 2019 at the Fiesta Bowl before he went to Boston College. He says it's not a distraction for the players or Coach Hart. His take, who knows?
It wasn't a distraction for Tom Herman or Jeff Hafley. Everybody manages it different. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
And this Heartline's first. Like Heartline's getting elevated for the first time ever to this position. He's got way more. You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna. We can't. None of us can really speculate on whether it's going to be a distraction or not. The play calling was the play calling. At the end of the day, Ryan Day has got to let the hammer fall on him for that play calling, regardless. If it's Heartline's distractions caused a shitty play calling, then that's on Ryan Day for putting him in that position to be allowed to do that. So I don't know. We got 3 weeks though. We can regroup.
Yeah. All right. I got nothing else. Steven brings up a good point. Get JT Barrett on the staff. He has been in the NFL for like 4 years now as a quarterback coach. I don't know what you bring him in as. I don't think he's an OC. I wouldn't feel good about that.
Quality control analyst.
Yeah, but is he going to take that downgrade from the NFL to college? Again, like NFL coaches get like months off in the summertime. Months, plural.
Yes. And what is JT? But what's JT's ties to Columbus here? Is he we don't if he still has ties and stuff, that might be a good option because he might be looking to that. High State's a place that I would really like to. That's the place I could elevate and stay on and get to the OC head coaching job. Maybe by the time he would be that in that timeline. Might be the timeline when Ryan Day might be stepping down. But we don't know what his ties are. If he has no ties here and hasn't been back at all, we don't see him anymore. But he has been in the NFL.
Right. So think about it this way. Let's look at it from like a huge, big picture point of view. Brian Hartline leaving, going to a USF, which is a great breeding ground for guys to get their big D1 shot or a stepping stone D1 job.
Sure.
Right. So go to USF for 2, 3, 4 years, get your crack at lower level Power 5 job, then you get your crack at the big time jobs like the Ohio State. So maybe this is Brian Hartline leaving as the first step in his path back to Ohio State eventually when Ryan Day does, leave, whether it's to the NFL or retire or who knows.
Yes, could definitely see that, Joe, and that's a very good point. And it's a very, very possible type of thing because I don't think Ohio State would hire Brian Hartline if Ryan Day left at the end of this year for a job in the NFL. Say, I don't think Hartline would have been up for the job because of the lack of experience. He wouldn't,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
but you're right.
Cut
So
your teeth somewhere else.
And he's not
Same
leaving on
with
bad
JT
terms.
Barrett. That's my point is circling back to JT. Yes, he's only been in coaching for 4 years as an assistant, but he needs to get head coaching experience if he's serious about college ball, which I hope he is. He would be a great college coach. He needs to get back in the college game, work himself up from position coach to OC, then to head coach. That's a process, man. That doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, and learning what the landscape of coaching in college now is,
right?
Because it wasn't the same when he was playing.
Yeah,
and it wasn't that long ago. But it's 10 years ago. 10 years is like,
and it's not like the NFL either. Like there are so many different nuances compared to NFL right now to college right now. Yes, it's more of a business in college, but it's still it would be a huge adjustment for him to make that jump back to college. That's why I say he has to come back, be a position coach in college, then a coordinator, then, and I'm talking 7 years at least.
Well, I mean, how do we feel about our quarterbacks coach?
I got no problem with Billy Fessler. He seems to be doing well.
I don't know much about him as far as like what's his natural timeline of growth. What's his why? What they say. What's his why? Is he looking for offensive coordinators? Is he going to be up for the running of offensive coordinator with us? Has he done that before? I don't know. Really never paid much attention to any of his bio.
Yeah.
Does he want?
He's young. That? He's young. So
he's young. Okay.
I don't know, but he's doing well. I would say he's helping recruit quarterbacks. They've got high-level quarterbacks coming in. He's helping develop Sayan. He's been working with Sayan since Sayan came in.
Yeah,
Fessler's been on the staff since about the same time or earlier than Julian joined us. January of 2024. So,
and he's a Heisman finalist, and he's 80% completion percentage. So,
right, I know Ryan Day is the main guy doing all the work, but
if he sucked, if he sucked, he wouldn't be there still.
Right. Exactly.
So
it's better than Corey Dennis, apparently.
who I did not realize he's with Dan Mullen out in
Vegas. Yeah. But all right, I got nothing else. I think we out.
We'll wait and see on the 20th. The winner of that Texas A&M Miami game.
Yeah.
I would love a rematch with Miami. Just because I got so much shit to talk to so many motherfuckers down here.
Yeah.
There's no more. I don't want to hear no more Buckeyes when we fucking put like 20, 30 point spread on those boys.
Right. I think we'll take next Monday off because we don't have a game to get ready for. The 20th is all the first round games. Then
Come
the
back
22nd. What's that?
Come back that Monday after the first round games.
I guess. I mean,
well, we want to preview
our game isn't opponent until the 31st. So we could wait until the 29th. We could take 2 weeks off, really.
The 29th, man. I don't know. I might. Between Christmas and New Year's, it's kind of a blur for me, bro. You know that.
Yeah. All right. We'll see what happens. We'll
keep you posted, fans.
Yeah. We'll take next week off for sure.
All right.
Appreciate everybody joining us. Thank you, Stephen Cherry, for all the comments.
Thank you, Stephen.
Of one. Anyway, I got nothing else. We will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to hit the BuckeyeCast.com. And Jeff, appreciate you. Sean's away on vacation, or not vacation, but just away. Well, he's always away to some degree. But anyways, got nothing else. We'll talk to you later.
See you, bro. Take it easy.